Starting recording. I changed a little bit of the audio since I thought it was kind of quiet on your guys' end. But we're good. We are started.
Hello! Welcome to the session where Parker's so tired.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be. I want to do this.
No, I'm apologizing for Dylan's behavior.
Sorry for both of it.
I just wanted to point that out there for the 3 people who will be listening after the fact. I am in finals hell. I'm so tired, but I'm doing it because let's go. Anyway, does anybody want to do a recap for me, please?
Oh boy.
Last week, Dylan was a big idiot.
Everybody kind of had a mental breakdown a little bit.
I actually remember what happened last week. So
okay. I need to go to the bathroom real quick.
I think I got this.
I'll be right back in like 2 seconds. Continue without me.
Did I read? I don't. Bye, Ren.
It's fine.
Also,
everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
Nothing is fine with these dumbasses.
Why
That's true, but everything is fine.
I'm bad at self-care.
That's valid. Also, I've been zoning out so bad today, so if you guys talk to me and I don't respond or I'm like, what? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, because you're gonna be at the center of some of the upcoming RP.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the middle of well, like, if I'm actively RPing, I could usually, like, pay attention, but, like, if there's a lull where Dylan doesn't say anything, my brain will just be like, hey, what's on Tumblr? And, like, do that, or, like, we're gonna think about Alex now.
Hey, kiddo. Come here. You gotta leave so I can...
Alex is not my boyfriend.
Sorry.
Okay.
You don't like it when I have...
There's a story there. But I don't want to.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
We're sort of friends. I don't know. I sent him I love you memes on Twitter. He makes good music.
Who do what now?
No. Oh, sorry. I had to explain my relationship with Alex for a second. Because I was like, I just gotta stare at a wall and think about Alex, and then I realized, like, you guys have no idea who that is.
Also, Josh, don't forget to jump into the Roll20. We may not need it, but...
Oh yeah, the Roll20. I was thinking about cool math games.
That's valid.
So, Ren, you were gonna do a recap real fast?
Well, it basically be a rundown of Diana and Vias have a mental breakdown for a minute. Vias is comforted by Lena and Dylan, I suppose, because of his weird angel meltdown. And Vias makes a comment after Dylan says that maybe his powers are just special. Embarrasses the fuck out of Dylan. He runs off. Vias is confused. But okay. And then we jump over to Diona and Talia having their conversation about what... Well, I suppose it wasn't a conversation, it was a nonverbal sort of thing, and Diona was unable to speak for a short time. So Talia comforted Diona on that end, because of Diona kind of having that whole planar weird thing where eyes dilate and chompy and crazy sort of thing. Dylan runs over there in a gay panic, explains handshakes to Talia, and
discusses flirting. Don't forget discussing flirting.
Where apparently it seems like Vias is flirting with more than one of them, or makes Talia think of that. And then basically the whole party goes back to Charlie's, has a nice bath, and Dylan disappears, and Vias and everyone else is like, where the fuck are you? That's basically
There's a little bit of an interlude with an extremely fucked up cave that included a meme.
True.
But We all
creature.
kind of took that too seriously until.
I was mentally present for none of that, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah.
See, y'all were like, what does what he will not divide us mean? And I was like, it's literally a Shia LaBeouf joke. Like,
I
what
didn't
the fuck,
get it for a
guys?
second. I was like, oh fuck, it is a meme, isn't it? I was like, is it some weird thing about the goblins now where they're like gonna try and do some weird shit? I'm like, is it because he divided people? And I'm like, if it is, Vice was very angry.
No, it's because it was a meme.
Fuck you and your memes, Parker. No, I'm kidding. They're very good. I love them. Oh.
Hey, Dylan.
What?
You left Charlie's kind of late,
Oh,
and
God.
you make it to Kymel even later. Knock on the door to Florrie's. She lets you in. You do the do with your
I would like-
preferred.
Yeah,
What?
I'd like to note that Marcus leaves during this time, but Dylan can see enough to like make his way around.
Thank you for that vital information.
Thank God.
For that vital information.
Hey, birds are weird.
I think I had you pay last session, so
Yes, that is correct.
you do your thing, and you end up leaving both the brothel and Kymel fairly early in the morning. I want you to roll me a perception check.
Cool.
Ooh,
You're
pretty
fine.
good.
Okay.
Your walk back, you feel refreshed almost, I guess. Like, you feel good
Okay,
about
cool. Yeah,
yourself and
probably.
your decisions. You feel great about yourself and your decisions.
I'm about to not do that in a second.
And you roll up to Charlie's estate. Oh, okay. Charlie's estate. The sun has risen, but it's still fairly low in the sky. It's early morning. You can see sort of some of the ground servants starting to move about. You remember faintly Charlie saying something like the group was the estate was expecting a guest. So there are a bunch of servants rushing around the front entrance. And there, on the front entrance as well, is Vias. Sitting there, holding his staff, sort of leaning on it, sat down on the stairs in the middle of this hustle and bustle of these servants. And Vias looks like he is ready to nod off.
Uh-oh.
But he's still
Hold on a
sitting there.
second. My cat's being annoying. I'll be there in just a second.
That's okay, I'm going to jump to Vias real fast.
Oh God, my heart is
Vias.
beating so fast.
Vias, at some point in the night, after Talia and Diona fell asleep on either side of you, you just couldn't be there
I'm back,
anymore.
sorry.
You were too restless, too anxious, too something. And you managed to slip out from between them, and you sent Mercy off, and you sort of planted yourself on the front steps of the estate, and you waited. And you saw the sun come up, and there was no Dylan. And you saw some of the servants starting to move, and there was no Dylan. And finally, an hour or two after the sun rises, breaks the horizon, there he comes. Walking down the road. Perfectly okay.
I think it takes a bit for him to realize what he's looking at. And there's like a recognition in his face. And it looks like he's about to stand up, and like he grabs his staff to help him up, and he kind of like falls back again. And then uses his arm to help him up again. And he kind of like rushes down the stairs towards Dylan.
Hi, Bias.
I think he like doesn't even respond to that. He's like looking him over, like kind of like trying to see if there's anything wrong with him. Is there anything that he can see that like would tip him off to like something happened to Dylan or anything?
Roll an investigation check.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
4. And he has disadvantage anyways.
Vias looks Dylan looks fine.
Hello?
I think at this point he'd stop staring and just kind of like look at him and be like, "Are you okay?"
Are you okay? I'm fine. Are you fine?
It doesn't matter.
No, I think it does matter. A lot, actually.
I don't know how to say this, but when you did not come back, or rather, you did not show up for dinner, I did not know where you went, and it's selfish of me to ask, but I'm not going to ask where you went. I just want to say that if you leave sometime, if you're going to leave us forever, or just for a certain amount of time, or something of that nature, if you're going to do anything like that in our company, I ask that you tell us at least once. Someone you trust, someone, even if it is not me, or it's maybe Susanna, or Lina, or Vera, or... And he kind of like stops himself, and he just takes a step back and like closes his eyes for a minute, rubs at them.
Are you okay?
I am okay now.
Okay, I can do that. Yeah,
I'm sorry, do you want breakfast? I think they're making breakfast. Maybe?
No, I'm okay. You don't sound okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I left without the note. I didn't expect anybody to freak out.
I mean, it was the middle of the night in the woods that we know carry goblins and griffins and maybe more of those crazy Shia LaBeouf things. For God knows I know that name. But the safety of you and other people are very important to me.
I'm important?
He kind of like realizes that he said that and like covers his face a little bit. I mean, of course, you've been with us for weeks, and I mean, you were the first person to talk to me at length and listen to my woes when I first came here, and of course you're important.
Oh.
I'm sure you're important to other people too. That's why it worried me a little in my own selfish way. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think that's selfish. I mean, you were really nice about it, so I don't think selfish. You know, if you were selfish, you would have been yelling and be like, "Where did you go? Where did you go?" And you didn't do that. So I think you're fine.
He kind of just like gives one of those like half smiles, and like kind of rubs at his nose a little bit. um, I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. You're fine. I should be the one who's sorry. Honestly, I stressed you out and I didn't. It wasn't my intention. I don't think sometimes about. Well, it's not that I don't think about other people. It's just I'm not really like used to people like,
No,
you know.
I understand. I truly do. And I don't hold you at fault for this. I just hope that next time, if you want to go places, that maybe in our company you let someone know. Just
Yeah,
in
I
case.
will definitely try and remember to do that, and I probably. Well, we'll see if I remember. I don't know. I'm not that smart.
I think you're plenty smart. There is different types of intelligence.
Are you sure?
If I wasn't sure, I wouldn't be here.
Makes sense actually. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things.
Good
But
thing we
yes,
have
next
books
time.
to write it down for us, huh?
Yeah, honestly, it's like a miracle I can read. So next time, Vias, I promise I will tell you or somebody else if I'm planning on going anywhere without, all of you guys. Okay?
And he like kind of like gives another one of those smiles and like holds out his hand. He's like, "It would be a promise then."
Dylan shakes his hand.
Can I roll a Constitution saving throw, Parker?
Yeah?
Oh boy.
Are we gonna
Why?
pass out?
Mostly because he was so freaking emotionally like anxious that whole time, and like just the relief of it. I want to know if he can still stand or not. Like, I don't think he would be knocked unconscious, but I want to see if he can still. Oh fuck!
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
Vias, like, there's a moment where you're shaking hands with Dylan and you just feel all this stress leave you, and at the same time, your knees buckle and you
Oh.
fucking eat it.
Shit.
You hit the ground real hard. And just get it. You take 4 points of damage
Fuck! I just.
as you crack your face on the ground, and you think you hear something sort of shift.
Vias, oh my god, are you okay?
Ow.
When Dylan like crouches down
His
and
nose, his nose is bleeding.
and like rolls over, he's like, oh my god. I don't have any like super cool healing powers like you. Should I go get like Vera or Diana or somebody who knows how to help?
It's a bloody nose. I can just hold my fingers here and it will stop.
Yeah, but that's not like comfortable. Are you okay?
I'll be fine in several hours.
It actually hurts like a bitch to touch.
Yeah, he's probably crying. Like eyes tearing up, like it hurts real bad.
While this is going on, Diona, you get woken up by a very frantic Talia.
Oh no.
Yeah. Diana kind of half wakes up, sees Talia's face, and just goes from blurry and half awake to ready to go. It's just, where do we need to go?
Talia goes, all right, Dylan left last night, and so he's probably dead, but Vias is gone now too, and I checked the other room and he's not there.
Okay. Now remind me, does this room have a window?
It does. It overlooks the back of the estate, though.
And
Like,
that
you
wouldn't
can
exactly be a polite way to call for the bird. If we were anywhere but a noble's estate, I would do that, but...
Do it anyways. Kidding.
Well,
Talia looks very anxious.
Tals, let's go ahead to probably the servants' entrance before, because it's possible that Vice went to go stand some kind of vigil.
Alright, if that's where you head, that's where you head. I think the other women are also, like, up and sort of, like, blearily, like, wait, we lost Vias too? Like...
Down to bird box.
Because out of character, I'm assuming you guys are standing in the servants' entrance, not near the main entrance that is probably going to be receiving guests soon?
Yeah, I would say, probably. So, Diona, you lead a very anxious and sort of scared Talia out to the servants' entrance, and you open the door, and you find Dylan crouching over Vias's prone body, and there's just blood pouring out of Vias's nose.
Oh my god, he fell down after I came back. I don't know, I shook hands with him.
I
he just
assure
kinda fell
you,
and
I
don't know
am
if it's like,
fine.
oh,
I just fell a little
Dylan?
bit.
Is he okay? Do you think he's going
It's
to be okay?
fine,
I don't know. I don't
Dylan,
really
I
like my
promise.
blood is not...
Dylan, it's okay. I promise. It is just a bit of blood. It's fine.
I really don't like blood.
Good thing we have
Dylan?
somebody who could clean up it, eh?
Dylan, breathe for me, and I'll help get Vias cleaned up.
I've
It's
never
not the
breathed
first-
ever in my life.
Well, maybe you should start.
And now be nice to him. He just came back.
Sorry, that was a bit curt of me. And she does kind of kneel down to have a look at Vias to see just how fucked up his nose is.
Before you take any closer steps, Talia kind of puts their hand out to stop you.
Right.
You can see, like, since you were with them this morning, you can see they're still very anxious, but they've kind of got, like, more of, like, a poker face on, and they fish out their pocket of salt and walk over first, and you both get a nice little flick of salt thrown at you.
What?
Yep, it is me, Dahlia.
Hi, Talia. The Vias is bleeding and I don't like it.
You just see like a similar amount of stress like sort of fall out of Talia, and they turn back to Diona and they're just like, "All right, fine."
Did you
come
find
on.
my note in the room? I left a note saying that I would be around the property.
Did you?
I did. I wrote it down.
Did you?
I did.
Did I fuck up?
You're good though.
Hold on.
You can just say that Talia didn't see it.
Yeah, Talia like didn't see it. Talia.
Talia
It
didn't
might have
see it, and
fallen on
Diana
the
got woken
floor,
up by
I don't
Talia.
know,
So,
Talia didn't see it because that's two people out of the party gone, and they're not about to fucking wait around.
And sorry, I worried you too. I hoped leaving a note would be fine, but I guess not. He's still holding his nose.
Marius, can I have a look at that? I know it's gonna hurt like a bitch.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking hurt. Maybe use some snow. And he'll remove his hand, try to like keep it off of his coat, so he's like holding it away from him.
It looks pretty bad. Make a medicine check.
Now, The reason I was specifically asking as Donut is considering dumbass Brawler, she's probably had a broken nose a couple of times. So,
Yeah,
would this be a straight one?
yeah, but your DC is pretty low.
That's fair.
Come on, Diana, fix this boy.
Fix this boy who is too gay to function.
Yeah. He worries over everyone.
Now, I'm just gonna remove that exhaustion before I make this, because unlike somebody I could mention, Donut did sleep.
Elias had his,
Yeah, Vias's nose is broken.
Yep, that's...
maybe you can set it for me? Or maybe Vira, or... Oh, I really don't want to touch it anymore.
It wouldn't be hard to call Vayra down, no.
Maybe
Yeah, I
give her-
think...
Yeah, you can call Vayra down. She takes one look at you and just kind of sighs.
Yeah,
sorry.
that's the mood.
You are the absolute best person in the world.
And then she'll cast Healing Word. Does that roll for me? Hell yeah. 4 points of health.
Perfect! I love you so very much. Thank you. Back to full health.
So, Dylan, please tell me it wasn't you who caused that broken nose.
I shook hands with him and he fell, so it might have been me. But I did not. I didn't touch him.
He's
Okay.
fine, don't worry. I was relieved and it's fine. It's all on me. I am an idiot.
You are not an idiot. I'm the idiot.
If you can say
Okay.
you are an idiot, then I am as well. Shh.
Wait, no, that's not how it works. Only one of us can be real stupid.
Danica
That is
kind of
me.
looks between the two of them and just shakes her head a little bit and just... I'm glad you're safe, Dylan. You had us all fairly worried.
Yeah, Vias told me all about it, and now I feel really bad.
I feel like
What?
Talia... I think if at some point Talia does speak up and just goes, "You both are fucking idiots. I don't know how you two are alive right now."
It's a lot
You
of
know
luck.
what? That's a good question.
It is a lot of luck and two fate gods that very much enjoy our company, I think. Maybe. I have... And he kind of like gestures to you like, I don't know your situation as much, but...
I have a lot of, problems.
Oh, I can tell you hours of mine.
Danica
But
kind
there's
of
nothing you need
rubs
to
at the
know.
bridge of her nose and just... Look. Where were you all night? You left and then there wasn't anything and it was... And she's kind of not meeting Dylan's gaze. She's kind of looking aside from him, and while the other two don't seem to be at all anxious, it almost seems like as things have calmed down, she's gotten more on edge.
Oh no,
Um,
Talia still looks kind of upset.
About that.
Voice crack, I love it.
It's
Vice
great.
gives a raised eyebrow.
It had nothing to do with you. Idiot. He's blushing very hard.
Danica
Talia?
kind of...
Hold on.
Go for it.
Let's see. Hold on.
Wait. Ooh.
Also, I couldn't decipher what you said during the voice crack, so...
Talia
That works fine.
Talia looks at you, Dylan, looks like down and up again, and just goes, and thinks for a second and goes, "Did you walk back to Kymel for a brothel?"
Shut up, Talia! Shut up! I hate you. Shut up! No, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I don't.
No,
turns
no,
around,
no, no,
starts walking away.
Vice is
Dylan.
gonna try and grab his grab his legs.
No,
Yeah.
nope. We're leaving now. Permanently, not coming back. No.
You have to stay. It's not
No,
that
I don't
embarrassing.
have to
People
do any-
visit them all the time,
Dylan.
but that was stupid to go after it at night.
Shut up.
Dylan.
What?
And Diana kind of. I mean, you can leave if you want to, but we do enjoy having you around.
I
And
wasn't like. Okay, no, that was a joke. I'm not like permanently leaving. I'm just very awkward.
did you have fun?
Yes.
Was it worth scaring us?
No.
Okay.
I feel really bad about that.
And there's just a pause, and Diana just goes, "Oh God, I'm not going to hear the end of this."
Wait, why?
I mean, her
Oh,
aunt is
yeah, because
Flory.
you're super related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun story in like 10 years.
Does it help if I say I'm really sorry?
Yeah, you're fine. I feel like I should be the one to apologize.
What do you have to apologize for?
I mean, that. She kind of, again, turns away from Dylan and just shakes her head a little bit, and you can see her hands kind of opening and closing as she's trying to find the words.
Is this about your teeth? Or, like, I didn't have a chance to explain and I'm real sorry about that. Diona?
You did that, and then you left without a word, and I don't know if it's because you were scared or if you were.
No, I'm not scared of you. I mean, you have teeth, and that's like a little weird. No, not like the general having of teeth, but like the sharp. But you said you wouldn't hurt me if you were yourself. Is Joe gone? Oh no.
I think Joe's gone.
Muted the
Oh
mic.
no.
T. Time out. Oh my god, these kids.
Oh my god, Joe's an idiot. Joe's an idiot. This is about your teeth.
Oh,
I don't know why I just said that.
I'm crying inside and outside. To be fair, this could have gone much worse.
I can't believe Talia got that insight roll to find out if Dylan fucks.
I'm so glad. Bias is
And
too
on that
fucking
cheery
good.
note, I'm back.
Okay.
Okay.
How much of my words did you miss? Did you get, is this about your teeth?
Yeah, I got that. The rest I was kind of distracted by Mother with. So.
Okay. I don't remember what I was just saying.
Sorry.
This is a teeth. I mean, we all have teeth, but like yours are like super sharp. But and you got like a little weird with the Shia LaBeouf man. But you said you wouldn't hurt me if you were yourself, and I checked, and you didn't hurt me. So that means you're you. There was probably a better way that I could have like gone about doing that, and I'm sorry if I scared you. I didn't. That wasn't what I meant to do.
She does almost tense up a little bit more at the everyone has teeth but they're sharp. Like that's a little bit of a point of personal issue, but as the word vomit kind of continues, she does kind of relax in measures, and at the end she just gives him a sad and relieved sort of little smile and just yeah, I don't want to scare any of you guys. I don't want to I don't want to hurt anyone.
Well, you didn't hurt me, so or any of us actually. So I think that's that's good. You're doing good.
And Diona, I want to say, I think that you are a very strong person, and I commend you for that. And there is nothing you have done in the past week that I have known you, that I have been afraid of you. All I have known is you've been very kind to me, and you have helped me and these people here that we are traveling with, of no volition aside from that you wanted to. And I think that is important. You're a good person, Diona. I don't think you would willingly hurt any of us.
I think it's at that point that you start to hear a bit of a commotion from over towards the main entrance. All the servants currently rushing around you right now sort of stop, look over in that direction, look between themselves, and then scatter in whatever direction they need to be in. And from your vantage point, you can see down the road there is a carriage making its way up to the chateau. The front of it is this sort of jet black carriage with silver trim. The horses, two of them, are also these sort of very beautiful stallions, and the driver in front is a man dressed very finely, and it's making its way up the sort of dirt winding road, and you can see where the gate guards have snapped to attention, and there's a row of servants standing outside waiting to welcome this person. And for the first time, for all the time you've spent at the chateau, Charlie's sort of employees have been formal. They're not walking around doing whatever the fuck they want, But for the first time, they are at strict attention. They are at perfect posture. There's even a little bit of nervousness, almost, in some of their faces. Charlie's maid, however, sort of stands out at the front, shoulders back, chest puffed out, with this sort of very sort of stoic looking, almost brave face on as the carriage gets closer and closer.
That must be the company Charlie was talking about yesterday. Should we go inside?
Yeah, I don't know if we actually want to. If we are going to talk to... Are we in a fit state to talk to nobles that aren't Charlie right now?
Vias's face is currently covered in blood.
Yes, obviously we're going to get him cleaned up before we go to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Are we in an emotional or mental place that we can handle nobles right now?
Give me 8 hours.
We have to handle nobles? Why?
Sorry, Josh, can you repeat that first bit?
We have to handle nobles? Why?
Remember, we spoke to Charlie about the possibility of talking to his friend about help getting Talia home.
No. I don't remember.
Yeah, that
Well, I mean,
was a night.
Dylan was there for that.
Yeah,
He
that's...
probably doesn't remember anyways.
That's valid.
Well, let's get inside and then we can figure it out. I don't really want to be standing here like a pack of vultures.
Yeah. Come on, Vice, we'll get you cleaned up and then we'll figure out what we're doing.
I think he'd like grab Diona's arm to help him get up.
Yeah.
His legs are weak. He is a Bambi.
You guys make your way inside, and you can sort of the wing of the house that your rooms have been in is almost desolate in terms of like Charlie's employees, but you can tell and you can hear other parts of the house are just like busy as shit. Like with the last minute preparations and and such. I think Lena gives Dylan just kind of a sigh and just kind of says, glad to see you back. And Susanna doesn't say anything. Susanna just barely even glances up.
Still as ever.
And then just goes back to what she's doing, which she seems to be sort of fiddling with like one of her weapons. If you ring, Vera offers to prestidigitate Vias clean, but you could wait for some water if you wanted. It might take a while.
He would probably ask, because isn't that a cantrip?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd ask.
Okay. Vera cleans Vias up. Your nose still hurts like a motherfucker. Like it's broken, dude.
Magical healing only helps so much.
He just makes like an okay finger, like Brill's like, character.
Like you're back to full health, and like it's not gonna hurt you anymore, but like it's still tender to touch.
Rugged good looks and all that.
So, do we want to get cleaned up before there's someone sent to summon us? Or are we calling this good? Based on that amount of ruckus, I think we probably should clean up as much as possible.
I'd agree, but I don't know what we should clean up to. Honestly, I don't really know much about Teldore people and their lords and ladyship. We don't really have much of that in Marquette, let alone Haven. People just wear what they want usually. The most status symbol we have is lots of jewelry, but usually people in Haven don't have that much, so, you know.
Talia just looks between all three of you kind of helplessly.
Yeah. You know, maybe we should just kind of hide out. I don't know, maybe one or two of us, or I don't know. I mean, I could disguise myself to look like a noble if I knew what nobles in this place look like. Like, I can literally look like anybody if... Well...
We're hiding as nobles?
I don't know. I could just look like one.
Talia raises their hand.
What's up, dolls?
Just a quick question. What's a noble, and what do you mean by all that? Just
Somebody with status? I don't know how to explain a noble, honestly.
Dana kind of looks like she's trying to figure out how to actually explain it in a way that makes sense. Almost like she's realizing it's a social construct that she never needs to contextualize.
Yep.
almost like Talia was built to throw a dice.
I know.
Glass of water in glass.
I mean, maybe
The
Susanna
people
could describe
with-
it. I don't think she really wants to talk about it, though.
The people with high social standing and a rather ridiculous amount of wealth that they use to gain and hold further more social ability. I don't know.
Talia looks a little bit confused, but they nod to themselves. So yeah, what do you are you guys gonna like get cleaned up, or are you not? Like what's going on right now?
I think you'd want to.
Yeah,
At least
as much as
bias.
possible with what we've got. I think
Maybe root around in the drawers that are in the the couple of places and see if there's any like possible clothing options.
Roll an investigation check.
I'm going to be shit at this, but okay.
I mean, considering Charlie's fashion sense, are we really sure that you can find something?
At least
Vias-
it's not a one.
Vias, you find one hot pig sock.
Fuck. What is the other one? This happens all the time, but where is the other one?
You don't know.
My boots are even too big for these. I can't. Maybe I'll just disguise myself as Charlie.
I would not do that. That sounds like a really bad idea.
It would be a fun game of who's who, yeah?
I don't want... Vias.
Sorry, I'm a
Sunshine.
bit sleep loopy.
Take a nap. No, let's just sleep and not deal with nobles.
But I want to know what they know about.
Ella Buff?
No.
Oh
Play
yeah,
and
right,
travel.
Talia.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't
you're fine.
remember anything ever.
You're also good. It matters in some senses. This one not so much because we know what we are talking about. It is fine. Diana, what do you
Charles?
think?
Do you still have those long sleeve clothes we bought you an M on?
They nod.
Would you be willing to wear them over your clothes from home?
Why? It's warm in here.
Because one of the other things I've heard about nobles is that they are judgmental. And if we're trying to be heard out about trying to get you home, we need to be looking our best.
That sounds fucking stupid.
It really does. Believe me, I know.
I really cared about what the nobles think.
Yeah, I mean, I said that last time before we came here, and I think that pissed Susanna off. No offense, but I don't think she likes me anymore or something. I did something.
Lots of things piss Susanna off, and I honestly don't think it's your fault.
I mean, I would like it not to be my fault, but she will not talk to me, so it is her fault
weird.
now.
I presume this conversation is not happening within
He's
earshot of
he's
Susanna.
like side handing it like. Just like, I
No,
don't
this
know what to
conversation wouldn't be
do.
happening in earshot of Susanna unless PK were here.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, honestly. But
Do we want to do this, or do we want to send one of us to find someone to inform? Probably one of the senior staff to not worry about sending a runner for us, because that is an option. We can deal with this later.
I would very. Sorry, go ahead.
What kind of does? Okay, so I know Talia rolled real good on insight. Obvious is Dylan.
It's not. I think Dylan probably would have cleaned up a little bit.
Of course.
Yeah, he's not a fucking he's not completely a dumbass.
Yeah, Dylan has like a couple smarts, but like 7. Dylan has 7 brain cells.
One for each party member, not including himself.
Talia. I think Talia more picked up like on a combination of like you were like anxious to talk about it, and like the conclusions they've reached about a world that has a brothel, and a few physical hints that aren't incredibly obvious.
So theoretically, could Dylan go by himself and meet with the nobles?
You could certainly try.
If nobody else was able to, could Dylan look presentable?
I mean, I could go as well. Just make myself look like I have fancy clothes. I don't know.
I
think that is going to definitely get cleaned up to hired muscle levels, if not fully appropriate for noble.
Okay.
Dylan doesn't look noble, but he looks nice.
That's okay.
He's got like he's got really nice armor, and like the rest of him is pretty presentable.
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to, and then Vias is just gonna disguise himself to look like a decked out Marquesian person. Like, same for face and everything, but he's gonna be wearing like gold jewelry and like these white, like, kind of billowing, like, clothing sort of things. And just like, it's a lot. And he'll kind of like pull his hair out and like pull it down a little bit. So it's covering his shoulders. Okay. Now we can go talk to some important people. I don't know. This is all I have. It is fine.
I think Talia, with some grumbling, gets changed. Like, slides a shirt on over their head and the pants, but they're, like, obviously kind of uncomfortable in it. And keep, like, picking at the sleeves.
As soon as we're done with this, you can get it off and leave it in your bag again.
They nod. And you're kind of chilling for a while, actually.
Understandable.
You sort of wait around. I think, like, I don't know what y'all do to, like, pass the time, but it takes a little minute before, there's a knock at your door, and, a servant has come to tell you, Lord de Villiers and, Lady Quibbling are ready to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go.
I think with his 4 silver, Vias would have like tied them in a way that made it sound like jewelry clinking, so it didn't look so obvious he disguised himself. Like, just tie some coins to some thread and, like, tie them around his wrist or something.
Oh my god.
Because he has disguised self as an Eldritch invocation thing.
Yeah. Make a performance check.
Oh, fucking A. Ooh! You with disadvantage.
It fucking works. You make yourself a fake little bracelet out of silver.
Oh, he kind of, like, twirls his wrist a little bit to see how it clinks. He's like, that'll work.
It sounds nice.
Ding, ding, ding.
So you follow the servant into a side drawing room, not like the one you've spoken to Charlie in before, but instead it is set up in such a way that there is a table in the center, a very small table. In fact, it's the table itself is a chess set. The top of the table has the black and white square colorings of a chess set, and there's a chair on either side. And around that's in the very center of the room, and around that is a couple of other, like, more comfortable looking chairs and couches and small little tables. It looks like a room like you, like, throw, like, a party in, you know, like a very calm sort of party room for a noble. Like everything else in Charlie's Manor, it's a nice room. In the center, by the chess set, there is a chess game going, actually. Charlie is sitting on one side, sort of his elbows on the corners of the table, sort of looking down at the set, peering at it. It looks like he's playing black. And on the other side of the table is a woman. She is... First thing you noticed is that she is a drow elf woman with... She's a drow elf woman with darkish blue-gray skin and very, very light-colored, almost white, pale hair. That's very long and hangs down to the center of her back. It's sort of it's curled in large ringlets. And she is wearing this dark gray suit, tie included, that hugs her figure and, like, cuts a very intimidating sort of silhouette and profile. Heels about 4-inch high, long sort of thin hands and fingers, and you see very manicured hands pick up a white knight, move it across the board a little bit. She goes, "Checkmate, Charlie." And Charlie sort of looks at the board a minute, calculates his moves, and then just sort of sits back in his chair and kind of laughs. And Charlie is wearing something fucking ridiculous.
He always is.
But, like, even for Charlie, it is a full sequined jumpsuit.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It is a full sequined jumpsuit. And he even has, like, a little headband on his head, which also which sort of sprouts these sort of, like, colorful feathers off of it.
Oh my god.
He looks fucking ridiculous.
I love him!
I stand.
And he goes, oh no, Joe. Joe, no.
Joe? Did we lose one?
Heck.
I think her audio cut out.
Now I can hear you again, but I don't know how long it's gonna
You
last,
can
so I'm
hear me.
actually getting my phone so I can
Okay. So Charlie is wearing ridiculous shit, and he kind of laughs and just kind of looks down and goes, "Yeah, no, you got me there with the knife fork." And she goes, "You always seem to fall for that one. I wonder when you'll actually learn." And Charlie just goes, Charlie goes, "When you learn not to use the same strategies over and over again." And at that point, I think Charlie looks over and notices you're here and goes, he goes, come in. It's, we just finished, this round at least. And, this woman looks over at you and she's pretty. Like, very, very fine elven features, done up with not obstentious makeup, but you can tell it's a little bit different because of her skin tone.
We lost somebody.
Yep. Joe's Discord crashed, apparently.
Oh no!
Rest in pieces, Joe.
I will miss you forever.
Fine elven features of this lovely lady.
The fine elven features of this lovely lady with this makeup done, and her eyes are sort of this deep maroon color, almost maroonish red. And she looks over at you, and this sort of companionable smile, like this, like, fades instantly, and she's sort of looking at you with a little bit of I wouldn't call it disdain, but it's very distant. In fact, actually, I need to pull up her character sheet.
Oh boy.
Where did I put that shit?
Take your time.
Oh, I have it. Here we go. Found it. And by pull up, I mean pull out, because I have her shit written down.
Hella.
Because I did it in a... Hello.
I think I'm back.
Woohoo,
Wonderful. What is Moira's perception modifier? +4.
Okay, so what did I
You are.
miss?
Jesus.
Charlie just invited you into... Oh, shit, that's 2d4. That's not what I wanted. Charlie invited you into into the room with you, and Moira has looked over. This woman has looked over at you, and her sort of smile that she would doing when she like looked at Charlie like fades, and she looks at you very carefully, and Moira, sweetie, honey.
Did she roll bad?
She rolled real.
What did she roll for? Perception?
Yeah, I fucked it up. Ignore me. So
Roll 20 crashed for me. Sorry.
You're good.
You're okay. And her posture is very, very. She looks over and she crosses one leg over. She goes, "These are the adventurers who wanted to speak to me."
Vios will bow. Just respectfully. Because that's what he notices most people do.
Yeah, Diana also bows.
Talia following suit also bows. Like a second after everybody else.
Awkward and bows a little. He doesn't know what he's doing.
I
Valid.
think she sort of tilts her head a little bit as Charlie sort of stands up from the chess table and goes, yes, sorry, may I present my friend, Lady Moira Quibley? And she sort of extends one hand towards you all as Charlie really quickly runs through your names real fast. And she's sort of holding out her hand in your direction.
Vias will do what he saw Susanna have done once before, where they took the fingers and, like, put it to the lips. Because they did that once.
She's holding out her hand, like, for a handshake or, like, palm
yeah, is that
down?
what it looks
down.
like?
Palm down.
Sorry, I don't want to...
Yeah, palm down.
Okay. If it's a
Roll to see if
handshake.
he knows what to do.
If it looks like she's holding it, like, palm
roll
sideways for that, he will...
No, it's palm down.
Okay, well then he'll just do what he did, what he saw happen before with the hand, and just, like, hold it with his fingers and, like, bring it to his lips to kiss or whatever the fuck. Vias of the Datari. It is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Quibbly.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Mr. Datari. You may call me Lady Quibbly.
Of course, lady.
What is it I might be able to do for you? Charlie said it was some sort of arcane knowledge you were after.
A friend of ours. They are not common of this area, and we are trying to know of knowledge for planar travel. We were wondering if you have any information on this. We have some...
Planar.
Yes.
You have some?
Mainly incomplete planar travel scrolls, but that is it.
May I see them?
Of course. I think he would have at least brought those, because that was their whole thing.
Yeah.
So
you
he'll
hand
produce both
them
of them
over, and Moira looks down at them, and I remember it being in Primordial, right?
Yeah, both of them.
So for
Whatever the air elemental primordial is.
Orin.
yeah, Orin. She kind of looks at it. And then a second later, Vias, you recognize it as the incantation for comprehend languages.
Okay.
And her eyes sort of flash, and she scans through them both really fast and goes, "That does seem to be what they are indeed. Very odd script. Quite interesting." And she hands them back to you and folds her hands in her lap.
He'll take them and fold them back carefully.
So, it's information you want, then?
If there is anything you can give us as knowledge, or something that you would graciously tell us of it, it would be very helpful for us.
She sort of thinks to herself for a second, and you can see Charlie, like, smiling, and, like, looking at you in that way of, like, this is my friend, I promise she's cool, like...
I also just give, like, one of those really tiny nods, like, I get it.
Diana is kind of going to shuffle a little bit so that she can just kind of be close to Talia, like, enough to rest a hand on the shoulder, and just in case this does turn out to be how she thinks this is going to go.
Moira sort of... She settles back in her chair and she goes, "Well, there is quite a bit of information I both have and acquire, but I don't know you very well. I don't hand out that sort of thing just for free."
And that is understandable. We wouldn't be asking for information for free. Whatever you see fit for your help, I'm sure we can come up with some agreement.
You say that, and there's this sort of, like... Make an insight check.
Ooh, disadvantage.
Just Vias, or?
If you want to, if Diana wants to, she can.
Yeah.
Ooh, double 11s.
I think Dylan also wants to make an insight check.
Okay.
Okay, and now my roll 20 is crashing. God damn it, guys. This is being a thing.
Yeah, mine just Dylan's also proficient in insight, so like it would make sense.
Bias
Yeah.
is as well, but he's got that disadvantage. Good job,
Okay.
Joe.
18.
Dylan and Vice,
From
you don't see anything sort of shift in Moira's expression, but Diona, for like a second, you see this sort of like Via says, whatever you think, like whatever you think would be best. There's this sort of a little like slight glimmer that appears in her eye, and she just kind of smiles a little bit and goes, well, I can't really think of anything I need quite at the moment. But if you'd be willing to sort of place an IOU.
Is there any details about this IOU that
It
you would like to
would be a
clarify
favor
for me?
owed for later.
Indeed. Miss Wavewalker?
Yes.
Indeed,
Dan
Miss
again gives a half bow.
Indeed, Miss Wavewalker. A favor. I don't know what it would be quite yet. I don't have one to ask of you, but someday in the future you owe me a favor.
I only ask that if this isn't a favor for the future, that this will not harm anybody. Any physical harm. That is not something I would be willing to agree to.
You
Not
sort of
for
cut in and out
information.
there for a second.
Sorry, he basically clarifies that if this IOU means physical harm to anybody, regardless of who they are, I will not.
You're cutting again. I'm sorry, my dear.
That's okay. Hold on. I'll try and disconnect from Discord for a second. Okay, so basically, if you can hear me,
I can?
he basically just said if this IOU thing is going to harm anybody, he's not willing to do that. As she doesn't have to tell him now, but if she knows right now that this is going to be something that will like physically or kill somebody or something in that nature, he's not going to do it. He just won't accept that.
She smiles and goes, I will certainly take that under evaluation. Again, I don't have a favor for you right now. But when I come up with one I think would fit your skill set, I've spoken to Charlie a little bit about you and your little group. So, if that's amenable.
We have lots of really cool skills, so I think anything. I mean, I'm cool with an IOU if the rest of you guys are.
I also kind of give like a small nod and he say, I trust Charlie quite much. He has been good to us these past few days.
Moira kind of looks over at Charlie, kind of shakes her head a little bit and back at you. Well then, I think it's agreed. And she holds out her hand, but this time for a handshake.
He'll kind of like give one last glance to everybody, like, is this cool?
Lynn gives a thumbs up.
Diana gives a very small nod.
Diona kind of like, Talia also kind of gives a thumbs up, but they're not quite sure what's happening.
Then I owe you it is. And he'll shake her hand.
Her handshake is firm. Her handshake is very
Properly trained, firm, strong, maybe a little bit stronger than properly trained, but just like a fraction of a hair strong. She pulls her hand away and goes, well, I can tell you that the planar scrolls, the way they're written, unless you know that language, aren't going to be much of a help to you. Planar shift is an exceedingly advanced spell, perhaps about an intermediate level for most folks.
It can certainly get you to any distant plane of existence, though there are easier ways to travel around this one than a planar shift, if that's what you're going for. If you want me to, I can take those scrolls from you and perhaps find a way to either complete them or transcribe them in such a way that they can be completed.
Really? Like you're not going to just like take them and be like, okay, bye now.
Dylan.
I am a woman of my word, Mr. O'Brien.
I wasn't doubting that. I'm just making sure. You know, I don't know. I know. I you seem really nice, and so I'll trust you.
She kind of
I'm going to shut
smiles.
up now.
She sort of smiles at that and sort of looks back over at Charlie. And they sort of share this sort of like silent mode of communication that if any of you want to insight check to try to figure out,
I'd love
you
to
can.
insight
I
check
would love
that.
to, please. Ooh, hey!
I'm certainly gonna try.
That was pretty good.
Proficient in insight. Why am I rolling so bad? Again?
And I'm not proficient in insight.
I am. And I still
No.
rolled good, even with disadvantage.
What is his charisma?
This is the first time Vias has actually rolled good insight, I fucking swear.
Dylan, you can't tell what's going on.
That's on brand.
I'm sorry.
Diona and Vias, you kind of get the sense of sort of, from Moira, it's a sort of, where did you find these people? And Charlie, and from Charlie, it's just this, they're good people, like, they have the skills, they're good for it. And Moira eventually must be satisfied because she turns around and goes, I'll have to keep that in mind, Mr. O'Brien. I understand the caution, though.
I'm pretty cautious. Sorry.
It is a very generous offer you have given us, Lady Quibbly.
It is a very generous payment you've given me in return.
Yeah. So I think we're pretty generous. What do you guys think?
I don't...
I think now might not be the time.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, stopping up now.
You're fine. Perhaps... I was going to... I know some of these arcane arts. My grandfather was quite adamant of teaching me certain skills, but I have known nothing of Primordial. That was one language that I did not learn, and I had but books to help translate, but I have not had the time yet to translate, and I have a feeling that I would make errors. I think it might be best if we left these scrolls in your hands to help us.
You don't necessarily have to. I'm willing to take them. If you feel... I feel I could do a decent translation job. It might take me a few minutes. I'm a very busy woman, but I could do it. Or you can keep it on you and I can simply contact you with whatever information I can find, sort of dealing with the planar shift. Where would you want to go? It's an important aspect of the spell.
Yes. And he'll kind of like look at Diana for a moment, like kind of give her a meaningful look.
Diana kind of, again, looks a little bit at Talia, it's again that asking for permission look.
Talia kind of shrugs. As this is going on, they are very carefully watching Moira at this point.
Understandable.
We would like to travel to the Feywild.
At that, Moira's kind of eyebrows go up a little bit, but then sort of settle back down. She goes, I'm sure there's literature on that. I can find it. If you want that sort of information, just let me know.
Your aid is very appreciated, Lady Quipley.
As will yours be one day. And she smiles at you. There's no joy in the smile. It doesn't reach her eyes.
Is there ever joy in Moira's smiles?
Of course, this does bring the question of how should I find you again? Do you perhaps have a base of operations, a group name? Or just should I look for Vias Dalteri or Diona Wavewalker?
We should come up with a name.
I mean, we don't really have a name for ourselves quite yet, unfortunately. We have been together for several times now, but there is nothing that is known yet of that. We are nameless. But, I think... I'm not sure where anybody else would be going now. We may go back to Iman, we may travel. It might be best to look for certain people, rather than a place.
I'll need all of your names then. I know there's more than the four.
Yes. We have Vera Stone? Last name. I should not be heading this.
Heckin' same.
I believe it is Vera Stonehelm.
That's what I was gonna say, but that was not positive. Oh, I know Susanna's name. Susanna Crow.
I'm not sure Lena's last name though, isn't it?
I think it's just Lena.
Moira sort of nods, taking all those names in.
And you know our names, so there's no wandering on that kind of thing.
And we are a very distinctive group. I'm sure rumors will travel far.
It appears that way from what Charlie's told me, yes.
Can I... has Moira had any visible reaction to Marcus being stuff?
Roll an insight check.
Yeah, I just...
Nope.
Come on! Are you serious?
She has a high charisma. I don't know what to tell you.
Heck.
No, I'm talking about my rolls.
Okay.
This is bad. I swear to God.
Yeah, Mercy's not in this plane of existence right now. He probably
Josh, you
cut
have
her out
rolled
for now.
a 13 every single time you tried to roll insight this session.
Wait, I rolled a 15, but that's like not any better. And then 13s. It's
I know,
13s
2
all
points
the way down.
better is... What,
think-
are you saying we didn't already know Dylan was unlucky?
Shit.
I say that in the most affectionate possible way.
I
Dylan's
think,
never had any luck ever in his life.
Dylan, you've gotten the sense that this woman is so carefully composed. Like, so very, very carefully constructed and composed.
The exact opposite of Dylan.
And it's very hard to read her.
Okay.
Well, what do you guys suppose we do then? Should we leave these scrolls here for Lady Quibbly to possibly translate?
I mean,
even if they're translated, I don't know if she can do anything with them. So I say leave them.
We do have a pair, so perhaps leave one with her and work on one on our own time.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a really good idea.
I would say that would be admirable. So Vias will take one of the scrolls out, and hand it over to Lady Quibbly.
She takes it and sort of puts it on the chess table behind her and goes, "Excellent. I will get that started the moment I have the time."
Of course, I'm sure you are a busy woman.
Very. If that's all.
Vias will
That's
bow and just say, "Thank you for your time. I appreciate that you had the kindness to talk with us. And I want to thank Charlie here for what he has done for us."
Once again, Moira kind of looks over at Charlie, and Charlie just goes, no problem. You sort of got me out of a situation, so, oh, wait. And he reaches in, he sort of, he's wearing like a one-piece jumpsuit, but it's got pockets.
Yeah!
I love it!
And he reaches into a pocket and he pulls out a small like purse almost, and he hands it to you, Vias, and goes,
Oh my god.
I promised payment.
Thank you. He'll take the pouch carefully with both hands.
It jingles.
Pleasing.
Hell yeah.
And it's got some weight to it.
He'll kind of like
Dana bows
put it to
to
the
both
side.
Charlie and Moira and thank you very much for your time. We will leave you to the rest of your visit.
Moira sort of nods at your back and goes, "Excellent doing business. I'll be in contact." And turns around in her chair and starts to sort of collect the black pieces this time and pulls them to her side of the board.
Ooh, I hate that. I really hate that. Okay, let's go. Vice is gonna like quickly usher people out, like go.
Yeah, I think Dana's going to be not so very carefully, subtly moving everyone out.
Yeah.
Vias, you make eye contact with Charlie for a second.
Yeah.
Like,
he'll probably, like, Vias will probably raise an eyebrow, like, what the fuck did I just get into?
And Charlie kind of gives you, like, a smile, like, over Moira's head, just kind of, like, holds up his hand and just sort of, like, in a calming motion. And then Moira's looking up, and
He'll take a breath and nod his head.
And, you're out the door. And you can hear sort of a very low muttered conversation start up between the two of them, but you can't hear what they're saying through the door.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as the door closes, Dana kind of lets the straightness in her back and shoulders drop and just... So, that was pleasant.
I have a lot of questions.
Oh, I don't like this, I don't like this.
Talia also raises their hand.
Let's get further away before we talk about that.
I don't know if we should leave entirely. I probably think we should. We've got our payment, we should leave. We have said our dues to Charlie and met his friend. I think we are good
I want
here.
to go.
Let's go collect the others and we'll talk about this and then get.
So you make your way back over to the other side of the house, where the women are, and if you take a minute to count the money Charlie has given you. He has given you 1,000 gold.
Hell yeah, Charlie! What a ton. Oh boy. How are we gonna split that with 7 people now? Shit.
So yeah, that is your payment, and you have sold your soul to Lady Quickly.
Fuck.
We did
Bias
what?
is upset.
Technically, we didn't sign anything.
Well, Bias is like, this is like a promise that we make in my home, and now I've promised something that I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I have to kill somebody, thankfully it's not going to be that, but it's not good. Oh, man. Motherfucker.
Can you tell the plot hooks for my next arc? Have you noticed?
I'm glad,
I'm
though.
scared of her.
Can I see if Bias loses his composure? No, he probably has. Let's not joke about that.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as we get basically out of reasonable auditory range of the room, Diana seriously looks like she wants to knock her head against the wall a couple of times. She doesn't. If we were anywhere else, she possibly would.
I'm really
And she
sorry,
does kind of
Diana.
turn. It's alright. I shouldn't have been as harsh with you. I wanted to apologize for that as well.
No, I was being really stupid and I'm sorry.
It's okay. The only reason I was harsh with you is I didn't want to give her reason to something. I don't trust nobles as far as I can throw them. Charlie seems to be the exception.
Are we sure she wasn't Fae?
I mean, if she's friends with Charlie, I don't think she would be Fae.
I mean, that was my sort of thought process too, but...
Honestly, I have no
alright?
clue.
Vias, do you feel any different? You're the one who shook her hand.
Throw salt at me, I can see that way.
They sprinkle salt into your hand and nothing happens.
Oh, thank God. Okay, very good. I think we're fine. I did not feel any life-altering effects to shaking Miss Quibbly's hand, so... Ah, shit, she said lady. Nah, fuck, it's whatever.
I don't understand what we just did.
We have an
Like-
IOU for information on this planar travel. I don't know what Moira will want from us, but...
I mean, yeah, I understood that much. I don't know.
What's confusing you, Dylan?
What's confusing me?
At this moment, with regards to the to what we just walked out of, what's confusing?
Her? It was weird. Like, she looked like an elf? She an elf? Didn't know elves could look like that.
I've heard rumors, and you see some. I've seen very few while I was still home, but they were extremely rare, and the ones I saw never carried themselves quite that. And she kind of makes a little bit of a gesture, like she can't figure out the word she wants.
Nicely. Like, she was like noble composed and just no nobles. I don't know any nobles. I've never met one except now I've met Charlie. So I guess.
Don't know.
So, any other questions before we go and collect the others?
Where are we going next?
Does anybody know where a lot of elves hang out?
Need elves?
I mean, I'm looking for someone as well. Kind of. It's somewhat of a reason that I came to Tadori.
Ah, so we can go look for elves.
I wasn't.
Apparently they have a city.
They have cities?
Apparently, I only know what I've heard in rumors that don't tend to reach the coast, but apparently there's a elven city of silver spires and beauty.
One's
Don't know
eyes
how
are
true it is.
just blown, like, huge wide, like...
That sounds very interesting. A lead at least.
We go?
I don't know where that is.
Could find a map.
I have a very bad one, and he like pulls out from a pocket this like extremely awful map, like crudely drawn and everything. He's like, I don't know where anything is. I bought this off somebody back in Marquette. I don't think they knew what they were talking about. It doesn't even have names of places. Just vague outlines. I don't understand.
I don't think anybody here ever knows what they're talking about.
I mean, I certainly don't.
Poor PK.
I was actually trying to send a message that's kind of reassuring, but my computer's being stupid.
Mm-mm.
There's nothing reassuring you can say about this situation.
I mean, it's just a favor owed. We didn't sell our souls. Again, since two of you in character have already sold your goddamn souls. So
Okay, it's
Okay,
not
no,
soul. Vias just sold his time and energy and probably his body, not his soul. His soul's going to the Raven Queen. Chill out.
yeah, his soul is already claimed twice over.
Yeah, they
That's
can't fucking
valid.
take him. Try and pry him out of two fate gods' damn hands. I dare you. It probably could happen.
Okay, I need to BRB for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, how the fuck are we gonna split 1,000 gold between 7 people? What the fuck?
Yeah, sometimes Charlie forgets about practical matters.
Jesus Christ, Charlie. Well, everybody at least gets 100. There's 300.
I think if you're looking at a map, like Talia has like already is also like peering over the map,
Okay.
and they just go, I don't know anything about this. So
I mean, fair.
This is a
I
bad
guess-
map. We need to find a better one. It's one that I got from Ankarel. It's not the best. I mean, we can wait on this. I haven't had like a dream vision about it. It's fine. It will be fine. My lady knows that I'm working towards it. She knows that I will get there eventually. It's a place to work towards. I don't know if they're even there. I really don't know much of anything.
Talia just
I
kind of
don't know
shrugs.
anything either.
Talia just kind of shrugs and goes, I mean, I guess I'm kind of stuck with you all for right now. So wherever.
It's such a bad word for it. Just, we're friends.
We are friends, but like I don't have anywhere else to go. So
Yeah.
wherever you guys want to go is, I guess I'm fine with.
Sorry, I'm trying to do calculations about how much we're gonna get, and I'm really not a good person to do this.
You could just type it into a calculator.
I am doing that, because like, everybody can get at least 142 gold.
142 gold each,
Yeah,
and
with a
there
couple
will
left
be...
over. There's 6 left over for us to distribute.
Yeah.
If you're starting to actively distribute the gold, I think Talia goes, wait, what?
This is our payment for killing those things. That thing.
No, I understood that, but, like, keep it in the bag. Why? Why are you gonna...
Because
It's
we all
safer.
get a cut, although we can do it as a group fund if wanted.
It's also...
I'm not really...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it doesn't really concern me. It doesn't really matter to me either way if we want to do it individual shares or a group fund.
I only say individual because, I mean, it's safer that way. If you're going to get robbed, people can just take your stuff, and if we have it all in one place, we're screwed. If we're going to be traveling together, we might be able to have a shared loot, I suppose, but... I mean, I don't know this place, but...
Why would somebody try to rob you?
Because there are mean people in this world, and they like to have things given to them on a shiny plate, or they are desperate. And desperate people do what they can for...
Is this one of those things where, because some people have all the things, that other people don't have the things, and so they have to take them, even though they should just be able to ask for them? Because that makes more sense.
It is a little bit of that. Yes.
I mean, it's kind of stupid that you can't just be like, I need this, and then, like, people give it to you. But you're like, I need this or else I'm gonna die. And people are like, no.
Yeah, yeah.
What is wrong with this world?
I have no idea.
We don't know.
The selfish people.
That's not any way to fucking survive, now is it?
Unfortunately, in this world, some people don't have to survive on their own, so they use other people to make surviving easier for themselves. And then they get lazy.
Well, that makes sense. You work in a group so everyone survives. You can't survive on your own. That's suicide. But
and
of course you work in a group.
Unfortunately, though, these are people that don't pull their weight. These are people that will use other people for their own... and
their own benefit.
It is not a good thing.
No, I don't think it is very much. And they look a little bit upset.
Well, at least some of us in the world, Talia, they work to help with this. My family does the same, you know. We make money, of course, but we give back to the community. That we don't keep it for ourselves.
Honestly, I'm really new to having my own money.
Really?
Because, like, well, yeah, because, you know, my parents run the bookstore, and, you know, if I need anything, they just give me some. They gave me a lot before I left. I'm not so good with numbers, so I don't actually know how much it is. But I don't know what my parents do with their money.
I mean, I earned my own. I made some tapestries a few years ago, and that was my thing, but it is in the past. I've used most of it. It's fine. But
I mean,
I
I
think
don't
we have
know.
quite a bit of gold to push out of here.
I think we should leave.
At the very least, head back to Kymel and figure out what we want to do. I think we've received our payment. We've made it clear that we're willing to do further work if requested. I think it might be best to head elsewhere before we outlive our welcome.
Okay, if I did my math right, everybody will get 143 aside from one person. I don't think that's right. Good lord. Save
No,
me
it
from
is.
math town.
It would be 143 except for one person.
I'll
Take 100. I'll take
He would get
142.
142.
I'll take 142 so everyone else can have 143.
Okay, so
Honestly,
everybody gets 143.
if you try to hand Talia money, they're just gonna hand it right back.
Yeah,
Don't want this?
honestly, Diana's actually kind of got more than she needs at the moment. I mean, she has a couple of things she wants to buy, but they're further down the track anyway, so I think she's gonna give about 100 of it back. Just kind of keep it as just in case money.
Alright, I don't know who's gonna be keeping that.
Do we want Vias to hold on to the just in case money, or do
Sure, because,
Give it
okay,
to
who's giving
the
their just in
apparently
case
only
money
functional
away?
adult?
So, Diana, you didn't want your 143?
Yeah, I'm just taking the 43.
Just 43, so you're gonna give 100 back?
Yeah.
Okay. And Talia didn't want to take any either?
Nope.
Okay.
Talia does not understand money.
Talia
That's
doesn't understand money, and
343
it's
in
not
a
their
pot.
job to distribute support.
Or 243. 243 in the pot. Well, I guess I'll just hold on to this then. Why do you trust me with money?
Out of character, we nearly have enough for a single set of revivify.
Of what?
We nearly have
Revivify
enough
diamonds.
in the party fund for Revivify.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, Vias, if he found a diamond for Revivify, he would buy it.
Yeah, so
I'm
if
just
you guys
gonna-
want to start leaving
Yeah.
Charlie's estate,
Yeah, I think we'd clean up the rooms we used so we don't give the maids too much additional work, and then make ourselves scarce, because, I mean, we've done the job, we've been paid, and we've been kind of dismissed.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm putting the party funds in a different part of my inventory, so it's not in with my own stuff.
hey, a thing to remember, we're all GMs.
yeah,
Yep.
we all know. We all know.
Yes.
I'm setting up a handout.
Excuse me.
Ah, yes, smart.
So as the party, as you all like pack up and leave the chateau, the sun is pretty steadily in the sky now. It's getting starting to get around noonday, and I think as people became aware that you all were leaving, some servants pressed like lunch food in your hand and made you eat before you go, so you're fed.
Thank goodness.
It's really
And-
nice.
I love Charlie.
I
Anyway,
love him as well.
I mean, Charlie is a good bean, it's just that his friend is less so.
Friend is a bad bean.
That's a hard bean right there.
So, and you start back down the path. You walk past that black carriage that you presume belongs to Moira. And you can see the track paths of it in the snow as you walk down. It's not snowing currently, but it's still, everything is still got that layer of white everywhere.
Yeah, Vice is gonna still keep resting on his horse. Because he did bring Lucifer with him.
He did. And you make your way back to the main road, and you have both ways stretching out either way beside you. Because that wasn't a redundant sentence. Kymel to the west, and other things to the east, because I don't have the map up right now.
I can say.
And you are out of Charlie's estate. And I think that's where we're going to call it for the night.
No.
Because that's the end of my arc, fuckers.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So we
Y'all get a
are
level
now...
Are you kidding me
Yes.
already?
Let's all level up together and then have a nice talk.
Oh my god, please. Because I'm like, why? Oh my god, this is a good
Stop
fucking...
playing.
I know. I'm gonna keep it rolling
Okay,
too.
so I need to check my peers list because I think I get something other than haymakers. I know that haymakers are the bit I particularly care about.
I'm so
Friends,
excited, you guys.
Do we get level 3 spells now?
I'm
Yes.
Oh.
You guys...
Yeah!
Guess
Hell
what?
yeah.
Well, Bias doesn't. Bias
No.
doesn't get level 3 spells
'Cause
because
he's
his spell
gonna-
slots are now weird.
He's
I
gonna
get
go...
level 3 spells.
Yeah, you do, but guess what? Vice is gonna get Circle of the Moon, bitch.
Yeah. I think unless like there's
So does that mean we're gonna Does that mean he's like gonna wake up from the nap and be in an animal shape and not realize?
I mean, he could, but that would be a waste of his... I feel like he's gonna have a dream from the Moonweaver where she's just gonna, like, let him look into the waters, and he's basically just gonna see all these things he could become, and she'll be like, have fun.
I get another invocation. I get another invocation. And another spell.
But I'm trying to
Enter-
next arc is gonna be very important for Vias, because this is gonna decide whether or not he continues to be druid, or continues his warlock stuff, so... I don't know what to do for him. Because he's gonna either go one way or another, and I don't know which one is best.
Some pretty sick stuff as a warlock.
I know.
But I don't know what druids are.
And druid, it's like, some of the spells are cool, but I'm like,
Okay, so just so you guys are reminded, so you don't forget. Now at a +9 to athletics.
oh shit.
Have fun, whoever DM's next.
I think it might be Amy.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
Wait, Joe, when is your weird cave stuff gonna get done?
What was that?
When's your weird cave stuff gonna get done?
What are you referring to? To
Your angst. I don't know.
My cave stuff, the one that I built a map for, and none of you did?
Oh, Joe's run thing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Mark-
that's a while off. I'm thinking around the level 9 mark for that one. And then, whenever the fuck we head to Marquette is when I'm gonna do, New Storm, and then the other thing is about level 13-ish. There's some give or take, though.
If
Okay.
you all want to look at the map I made you that you're not going to use, you may.
I love how salty you are.
Hey, once I finish putting it on his sheet, do you guys want to see the really cool invocation that Dylan gets?
Yes.
Sure.
Also, Talia has Stunning Strike and an extra attack now. So, that's
Now,
a thing.
are we doing it that we can attempt to roll, and then take average if it's lower?
I just fucking roll. I don't care.
I've been taking average.
Yeah, I've been taking
Yeah,
average
that's why
too.
I'm asking if we're willing to do the you can attempt to roll and take average if your roll is lower.
Does Dylan
Sure.
say- Look at Dylan's cool thing.
What the fuck?
Oh boy. God damn it,
So
Dylan.
good. It's so good.
God damn it, Dylan.
Oh, Dylan as a level 13 character. I don't know why. But
Ooh.
was what I saw. Its literally prerequisite is Raven Queen and Pact of the Tome.
That's nice.
I love Dylan. But I love
I
him.
love our absolute dumbass.
He's so dumb and he's so valid.
I love him.
Yeah, and I also love how fucking embarrassed he got about. Rightly so, but I'm just gonna. And I also do love Diana's moment of, oh, I'm never gonna hear the end of this.
I get counterspell, guys.
Nice.
Spell.
Talia has stunning strike, motherfuckers.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah.
I have haymakers.
Fias just gets the extra animal shapes, which is cool, but you know.
I also get an extra attack because that's my life now.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
I know her. I know her. We both have the possibility of 4 attacks a turn.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad.
Jesus Christ.
I love you guys so
I
much.
know. Which, speaking of, I'm actually gonna set up my haymaker macros. Also, for the record, if I crit on a haymaker somehow, that's fucking terrifying because that's max damage.
Yep.
That's 16, 19. Oh shit, my dice go up as well.
Yeah, my dice also went up.
Oh yeah, I got
And our
it.
proficiency bonus goes up.
Yes, that's how I have a +9 to athletics.
Oh shit, it does. Yeah.
So I need to edit all my macros. And then set up the
Dude, did I
thing.
have Vias listed as like a level 3 character? What? I don't. Why did I do that?
It's possible you've got the original version for the original Taldori game, and then you've got a
Oh, I
second
get it.
version.
Hold on. It's because I went back into his information stuff and I did the multi-class option. I just need to do that level. There we go. Now he's good.
So,
Oh my
Sorry.
Shout out to
I forgot I
Tali
did that.
7 in acrobatics and stealth.
Like,
what was that?
Shout out to Talia's +7 in acrobatics and stealth.
Jesus.
Nice.
Ooh, I love that we got up for proficiency bonuses because now his saving throw for charisma is 6.
Okay,
Talia
so
7 dexterity saving throw. It's so good. I love it.
Oh.
They are
Vice's
Zoomy
dex is
wiggly
+2.
motherfuckers.
hell yeah. All of Dylan's cantrip damage went up, which is pretty sick.
That's awesome.
DC's broke for some
Oh
reason.
yeah, he gets more healing light too.
yeah, it'll do that if you go into the menu. You should be able to fix it. So
I'm
con
fixing it right now.
+5.
Bitch,
So
another
that-
key point.
I do not have another Moxie point at the moment, but that's fine. I next level.
I get an extra key point every fucking level.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
have slightly different progression, but I also get them back when I get bloodied. So
That's valid and true, yeah.
Vias now has 3 slots for spells in his druid, and
haymaker 8 plus strength plus 8.
My DC's okay now. Are we okay?
what even is
We're
his
okay.
DC right now? Spell save DC is 14. Not bad.
Okay. Nice of my Roll20 to actually send through, but I did set those up properly, so.
I'm very happy. This is gonna be so fun.
Now,
You guys are gonna
Haymakers.
get Tiger Vias.
roll disadvantage, but I'm curious.
I can't update any of Vias's healing light stuff because now he gets an extra dice into that now because he's
Yeah.
leveled up. But actually, no, I don't think it goes up for that one because it's part of his Warlock stuff. Let me check because Roll20.
Yeah, it's based off Warlock level.
Yeah, so it stays the same, but I think his healing hands goes up.
Possibly.
I'll check though.
So yeah, we're now level 5, and whoever the fuck is DMing after you, Parker, now has to deal with this bullshit. Also, can I mention, I am
Yeah,
very
that
amused that Diona does not have proficiency in insight, and yet none of you fucks can bullshit her.
Yep. We're just weak. Yeah, his healing hands thing went up. So he's at a 5 instead of a 4. So he can heal 5 in one go. 5 HP.
I also can't wait till we hit 7, because that's when I get dex save proficiencies.
Am I valid that I've been leveling my backup character along with us just so that I can like have him ready to go like this?
That's
That is
valid.
Yeah, I've my backup I've now got at 5th as well.
I
have
need to
sheet
put
for
them
my
in.
backup. I have a sheet for my back. He's actually my backup for 2 campaigns. I drew them and they're perfect.
I also love my backup.
Your
Oh,
backup
I'm
is
happy
so
that-
good and desperately needs this party.
Hey,
Yes.
I just found out that the Radiant Soul thing, when it adds like the attack bonus stuff, instead of 4, it'll be 5, because level 5 now. Because that's
Yeet.
tied to him being as a normal person. To racial things. That's fucking great.
I get to punch Ghost next level.
Yes!
I know, same.
I'm so excited for you guys. We have money now, I'm so happy. And I get to hold on to the money.
I'm so thrilled that we'll both get to punch Ghost. It's gonna be great.
I know one Ghost who needs punching.
A lot of ghosts need punching.
Yeah, I know a couple of ghosts who need punching. I know a couple of dead people who may not be ghosts, but who we might go plane tromping so we can punch them as ghosts.
We're talking about Dylan's husband?
Yes, that one.
Yes.
And Susanna's husband.
Yep, that one too.
Listen, guys.
I love your congrats level up fuckers from you, Parker. Okay, and I should probably stop streaming it or recording now, probably.
Probably.
Valid.
Peace out,
I
man.
I mean, if the other guys want to hear, like, another hour of us
Bullshitting.
Isn't that basically like our whole game in the first place?
Yeah. Oh well, I'll stop it. They can just enjoy
And I
the
mean,
game.
honestly, we even without this IOU to Moira, we do have. I believe we did express to Charlie that if he needs other work that would suit adventurers done, he can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.